So today we're gonna be doing something different. We're gonna be installing Linux Pop! OS on my HP laptop. I'm just tired of all the bloat that this has. Copilot. Windows has been terrible lately. Exactly what I mean. Just these pop-ups. And the other reason I want to install Linux is because this has a lot of potential. This is running a 16 gigabytes of RAM, DDR4, and a Core i7 10th gen, and a 2 gigabyte of NVIDIA RX or something. And it has like a 512 gigabyte, but it's just showing the
Pop! OS Linux install.
First, I gotta disable secure boot. Let's just do that. So now we're shutting down the computer and heading into BIOS. So I've been using Siri to show me exactly how to enter BIOS on this 6-year-old laptop. And it's actually working. Finally. It's finally useful. After what, 6 years? So you basically spam F10 or escape. That's what, oh my God, it just turned on. I'm gonna be right back. So as soon as you power up the device, you just spam F10. Oh. Shut up. Nope. I don't want to exit. So we just go to boot and then secure boot and just disable it. As y'all can see here. Holy. Disable secure boot. Just go on here and just press. I think, yep. Then disable. Yes, please. This is so difficult. And then you just press escape and exit. I hate HP so much. Their BIOS is terrible. But now we just install the OS. And by the way, guys, there's like 3 versions. There's ARM64 if you're like on a Snapdragon X Elite, and then there's one for your, this is ARM64. This is for like, I think lower end, and then this is for this laptop. So after when it's done installing, you just copy it to a flash drive and it's good to go. Then hit into BIOS on the, and guys, don't forget to install Rufus so you can create a bootable, and then you just click start, just click select and click your ISO, and then it should be good, hopefully. Okay. And after it's done, you just plug it into your HP laptop. Make sure secure boot is disabled so you won't run. So after it's done, you just yank it out and then plug it into your laptop. And then you open up your laptop and then click the power button and then spam F9, if I'm correct. Yep, there we go. USB hard drive, I think it's that. There we go. It should be rebooting. There you go. But so far, nothing. Finally, after like 10 minutes, the cursor finally appeared, but nothing else. So I guess we gotta wait another 5 minutes. And finally, it loaded. English, select. If the select button works. Yep. Default. Install, yep. We're gonna do a clean install. Connect to a power source. All right, we're gonna get a charger. So now Pop! OS is installing. We just gotta wait a few minutes and then until it shuts down and removes everything. But there is another option where you want to keep your Windows files or dual boot, but I'm not sure how to do that already. So you guys need to do some research and figure it out by yourselves. After it's done, you just click restart device and it should be good to go after that. And it appears we got some errors for some reason. Huh, that's weird. And there we go, it's done. So you might see some errors from the start when you start up your computer, which is fine, but as long as it's fully functional, we're still gonna check out the Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, other things, and yeah. And make sure to turn off your screen reader if you're not blind, at least. And you can change the scaling, how much you want. I'd set it to 150. Nah, 150 is too much. 125 at least. Nah, it doesn't do justice. You can, oh, the internet. I spoke too soon, it works. And there's a lot of customization, guys, look. As you can see, there's like mocha, dark, there's like a lot of variety. That's what I really like about Android and Linux. And you can choose if you want your docking to be full, but I prefer the usual that it came with, as y'all can see. And there's like taskbar, workspaces, there's like, oh, stage manager, and yeah. And there's like shortcuts, like, yeah, it's pretty nice. There we go. The setup is finished. And the other thing I really like about Linux is the amount of customization you can, and personalization. You can change with the fonts if you want like a italic look. There's like a lot of varieties and other things you can do. I mean, as you guys can see here, the icon has changed. You can change your own color, what you want. Basically, let's say blue. Blue is usually my favorite color. You can just create, it's sometimes pretty finicky, but it's pretty sweet. And the other question you guys may have is, how does it perform in gaming? So I've installed a bunch of games, which, let's start with Hello Neighbor Alpha 2. This used to get 60 FPS on Windows 11. So let's see how much significant bumps we get. And I've also installed Sober, which is a Roblox client for Linux. So at the lowest setting, it's running at 13 frames per second, which isn't a great sign, usually. Yeah, this is pretty laggy. It's not running pretty good. So yeah, that's the issue with Linux. Sometimes the graphics card isn't supported. There isn't much support on this laptop, at least. This has like an MX250 2GB GPU, so makes sense. And the other sick part about Linux, you can run it on any graphics card if you want to run it on Intel or the MX250, the GeForce MX250, which is the default setting. So in natural disaster, where the graphics mode is set on automatic, it's running pretty great, like 45, 60 FPS, I feel like, which isn't great, which is great, unlike the other games. But now we're getting mid-30s. This doesn't have touch controls. I don't even have a mouse, so, but yeah, you could see around like 30, 25 frames per second, which isn't that great compared to Windows. So yeah, there it goes with the gaming on Linux. But there's another Linux, which is, I think it's called CatchyOS, which performs way better than Pop! OS on laptops like this, budget. But on gaming PCs, Pop! OS is the best in terms of like NVIDIA graphics. So yeah, there it goes with the gaming. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hit that sub button and that like button if you did. And let me know down in the comments what other Linux versions you want me to install on this laptop. Alright, I'm gonna see you later.